So what it do to everybody on, well, on my website. But I know my fans gonna post it on YouTube. I don't see they don't post it for views. Like we don't care because I get like 1 billion people listening on my website when I'm going live right now, telling these episodes. I'll be getting like all of my fans be tuning in. And it's in the billions. It's a lot of girls. But I wanna say the other Davis Sims is married to his daughter, and their story is going to be told, which means they're having a biopic series coming out in another universe, and also it's going to be they're going to be broadcasting some of the old stories on SoundCloud. Y'all will be hearing it live. Like I said, the science and the stories behind me is incredible. It's gonna blow your mind away. The stuff you're gonna hear, things that you will listen to. You know what I'm saying? So the biopic trilogy story about me, that's like a 10-part series. It's very big. You can't tell it in one fucking movie. You can't do it. You can't tell everything in one movie. It's too big. It's too much information that y'all need to know. It's too much shit that was been untold. And everything gonna be unfolded in front of your face. So let's hope y'all ready for it. Now my love life and career is in a parallel universe. Shout out to the other 4 Davids. And also the other David will be getting on here and telling you, what's going on with him and his wife. That's his daughter, you know what I'm saying? And just show him some love. Now, we got the same voice, so understand that. We have the same voice. So he will be coming on here telling y'all stories and stuff. He haven't been telling stories in a long time, so he might be a little rusty, but he haven't been on here in a long time. He haven't talked in a long time. He just kind of disappeared. And he has a lot of money too, but he's not like as famous as I am, because I'm like a big ass A-list. And now he's a famous, I think, pop star, but not really an actor, you know what I'm saying? But he kind of disappeared and just, built the life with his daughter and stuff like that. And, his kids, their kids are like, what, 2 years old or something, 2 or 3 years old, something like that. But she's pregnant again. So it's a lot of things that's coming out of the woodwork. So, all right, let's get into the episode. Let's do this shit. So, I remember Ice Spice was with her friends, and it was like, come on, girl, we gotta film this commercial. Why the fuck, this like your 10th time throwing up, like, come on, girl, would have thought your ass was pregnant. So she was like, what? She was like, girl, you've been throwing up for like the past 2 weeks, girl, god damn. So she's like, I don't know, I think I might be coming down with something. So they're like, do it feel like you coming down with the flu? So Ice Spice like, I don't know, I just ain't been feeling myself. So they like, Ice Spice, you need a break from David. Like, y'all spend too much time together. She was like, well, we're getting married. She's like, wait, y'all engaged? She's like, no, I'm gonna ask him when we out on dinner. Like, we're going out to dinner tonight and I'm gonna propose to him. So she's like, you're gonna propose to him in front of everybody? She's like, yeah, I love him. So it's like, really? So this is getting serious. She's like, yeah. It's like, well, before you do that shit, you need to either go to the damn doctor, like the clinic or something, or get a damn pregnancy test so you can see if you're pregnant. She's like, why would I go to the clinic? She's like, so they could check to see if you're pregnant. Because, girl, you've been throwing up for like 2 whole weeks. And the signs are all there, girl. You've been throwing up for 2 weeks. You've been eating fucking big ass meals. And you've been sleeping for mad ass hours. So she was like, you think I might be pregnant? She's like, well, did David use a condom when he fucked you? So she's like, hell no. So she's like, yeah, you pregnant. So she's like, excuse me, how would you know? Are you fucking me? She's like, no, but I know that David knock up bitches pretty damn fast, and I know his sperm ain't normal. So yeah, your ass is probably pregnant. She's like, well, there's only one way to find out. She's like, well, we already went to the drugstore and got pregnancy tests for you. We already picked them up because we knew that this moment was coming. So she's like, what? She's like, we knew that you was gonna need this shit. So she takes the pregnancy. No, She didn't take the pregnancy test. She went to get her own pregnancy test. She's like, why didn't you just take the pregnancy test that we got you? She was like, I don't know. Because I just wanted to y'all ain't get the right kind. That's not the accurate kind. That's the cheap kind. This is like a real expensive kind that tells you if you're really pregnant or not. She's like, don't all pregnancy tests tell you if you're pregnant or not? She's like, the cheap ones, they don't be knowing what the hell they be talking about. This one is very accurate. It's like going to the fucking doctors. She was like, all right, whatever. I don't know why that is any damn difference from the ones we got you, but whatever. So she take the pregnancy test that she got, from the pharmacy store or from the store. And she found out she was pregnant. Now with these type of pregnancy tests now, they tell you if you're having twins, triplets, if it's more than one baby. It tells you, you know what I'm saying? She's like, damn, I'm having twins. So they like, oh, so David didn't double dose you, huh? She was like, seems to be. She's like, girl, that don't say twins. She's like, well, what did I say? She's like, girl, that says 4 fucking babies. She's like, that says 4? She's like, girl, can you read? You need glasses, girl. That say 4 babies. She's like, oh my God, it do say 4. She's like, yeah, it do. She's like, get the fuck out of here. Oh my goodness, it do say 4. So she's like, yep, so how the hell you gonna tell David this, that you was supposed to propose to him tonight? Can we come? She's like, yeah, y'all can come to the restaurant, of course. I mean, I want y'all to be there, y'all my friends. So she's like, well, can we sit at the table? She's like, well, it's gonna be a damn date, so no, y'all can get your own fucking table, I'll pay for it, but yeah, y'all can come when I'm doing it. Yeah, of course. She's like, so are you gonna tell them there? Like at the restaurant or before y'all go to the restaurant? She's like, I'm gonna propose to him there, and then when we get back to the apartment, then I'm gonna tell him. Cause I mean, I know it's gonna be kind of awkward if I tell him in front of like the whole fucking restaurant that I'm pregnant and all that shit. It's gonna be awkward. He's gonna be caught off guard with that shit. So she like, yeah, yeah, you're right. So before I get more into the story, I want to say this. My old stories, like with the other David, when he was telling y'all his stories with his daughter, he did a moaning sound, so you might hear like him, doing the moaning sounds. Like we get into the characters. He's me, but he's just in another universe. So it's like we get into the characters. So if you hear the moaning sounds when you're listening to the story, I mean, you either can keep on listening, or I mean, I guess you might get creeped out, but it's up to you. I can't really force you to listen to something. It all depends on how you feel. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get back to the episode. So she's like, yeah, but I'm super nervous, or like I'm really, really nervous. So they're like, so do you know what you're gonna say to David when you go to the the restaurant? Like, do you know how you gonna like propose to him? She's like, I mean, I do know what I'm going to say to him, but I also, I don't want his ass to tell me no. She's like, do you think he really into you? She's like, I mean, I think he is. So now we're going to switch it over to Gorilla. Gorilla, I've been dealing with her for like a week and like a couple of days. Kind of almost like 2 weeks. Like, I would say like Ice Spice. So Gorilla, she was pretty much doing the same thing that Ice Spice was doing. She was throwing up and stuff. They're like, girl, you about to go on stage. Girl, how many times you been doing? You've been doing this shit all week. She's like, girl, I'm good. It's like, girl, you ain't good. You look really fucking drained. Gorilla. David, y'all been fucking with each other for the past week and couple of days, almost 2 weeks now. She's like, what are you saying? She's like, you might be a fucking week pregnant. You might be pregnant and don't even know it. She's like, why you say that shit? She's like, because, girl, the signs are there. You've been eating a lot, sleeping a lot, catching attitudes, and then you start apologizing that you yell at us and stuff. Like, all the signs are there. So she's like, you think I might be pregnant? She's like, yeah, but you ain't gonna know unless you, get a pregnancy test or go to the doctors. She's like, all right, well, we can't do that shit until after the show. Now you got the shit on my mind. So she's like, what's that supposed to mean? She's like, I ain't going to be focusing on giving a good performance because I'm going to be thinking about it from pregnant. Thank you for fucking up my head. So she get on stage, she performed. She actually did really good. And then she's like, girl, let's go and get a fucking pregnancy test. It's like, you think we should just go to the doctors? That way that's more private, because if people seeing you going into a pharmacy getting a pregnancy test, it's going to look a little suspect. So she's like, yeah. Yeah, let's just go to the doctor. So Gorilla goes to the doctors, and the nurse comes out, and they checking her. She's like, I want to get checked out to see if I'm pregnant. So they're like, yeah, you that rapper Gorilla, right? So like, yeah. It's like, yeah, is you and David dating? Because, you've been posting a lot of stuff on your Instagram. She was like, that's none of your damn business. Just do what I came in here for. So she's like, okay. So she's checking her to see if she's pregnant. She's like, "Yeah, girl, you like almost 2 weeks pregnant." She's like, "What? I am?" She's like, "Mm-hmm. Look like it's more than one sperm in there. Look like you having twins, girl." She's like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, looks like." She's like, "Oh my God!" But the sperm it don't look like normal sperm. She's like, that's fine. I know that. I know that. That's fine. She's like, you know that it's not normal sperm. What, you been fucking an animal? She's like, no, I haven't been fucking an animal. Do it look like animal sperm in me? You think I'm a weirdo? She was like, no, it's not animal sperm in you. She's like, okay, so if it ain't animal sperm in me, why would you say that shit? Anyway, I look, thank you for telling me that I'm pregnant. So she get in the car, whatever. She like, the nurse gonna run out to the car. She was like, "Oh, I was wondering if you can give me an autograph." She's like, "So you say all that weird shit in there, and then you gonna run out here and ask for an autograph?" No, bitch, get the fuck back in the hospital and do your damn job. So she was like, "These bitches are crazy." She gonna say that weird shit and then gonna run out here and ask for a fucking autograph. The fuck is wrong with these damn bitches? So she like, "Gorilla, you pregnant?" She's like, no shit, Sherlock. So she's like, so what are you going to do? Like, how you going to tell David you almost 2 weeks pregnant? So she's like, I'm going to just tell him. I mean, we've been talking about it a lot anyway. She's like, y'all have? It's like, yeah, every time we have sex. So I don't think he's going to be mad if he got me pregnant. I mean, he definitely knows he's not fucking me without a condom. Like, he knows that shit. So it's not like he don't know that. He 100% knows that shit. So it's like, I can see if he was fucking me with a condom and he used protection, and then I'm like, oh, I'm pregnant. Then I can see him looking like, what do you mean? I've been strapping up. You know what I'm saying? But he haven't been strapping up, and he know that since the moment we started fucking. So she's like, okay, well, I guess he won't be surprised. She's like, yeah, he won't be. She's like, so when you gonna tell him? She's like, well, I'm gonna see David in like another hour or so. So I'll probably tell him then. I'm not gonna hold it from him. I'm just gonna tell him. She's like, well, I mean, I wish you the best. She's like, why the hell you saying it like he gonna break up with me or something? She's like, I'm not saying that he gonna break up with you. Y'all still ain't go public yet. She's like, we only been together for almost 2 weeks. You acting like we've been together for like 6 months or something. She's like, yeah, you're right. She's like, calm down. We'll tell people when the time is right. And that fucking nurse was being real nosy, talking about something. Well, you've been posting a lot of stuff about David Sims. Like, y'all two dating. Like, it's none of your business if we are dating. Why are you worried about the shit? Like, the fuck? You all up on my page wondering what the fuck I'm posting. So she's like, yeah, people is nosy. So I remember I'm talking about a while before I go see, Bella Thorne. So he like, yo. No, before I was talking about while Bella Thorne was like talking to her mom or whatever, right? And she already knew she was pregnant. So Bella Thorne was like 3 weeks pregnant, almost a month pregnant. Because I've been messing with Bella Thorne way before I started messing with Ice Spice and, all these other girls. You know what I'm saying? So Bella Thorne decided to go ahead and tell her mom that she's pregnant. So she's talking to her mom, and she's like, Mom, I gotta tell you something. She's like, what's wrong? Did he hit you again? She's like, no, I haven't seen him in like a while. I haven't been back in that house like in almost 2 weeks. Like, I've been staying at David's apartment. Me and David moved in together. She's like, oh, okay. So y'all getting serious? She's like, yeah, Mom, like a month pregnant. She's like, you're pregnant? Is it your husband? She's like, no, it's David's. So she's like, oh, okay. So are you going to tell him? She's like, I am going to tell him. I'm going to tell him. So she's like, okay, so when were you going to tell him? She's like, I was just waiting for the right time to tell him. There was so much drama stuff going on. I was pregnant the day that David did that little hosting thing with the celebrity girls, that meeting. I was pregnant then. He just didn't know it. I didn't tell him. She's like, Oh, so you was pregnant with his baby then, but you just didn't tell him. She's like, yeah. I mean, it was just so much shit going on. So she was like, oh yeah, well, you definitely need to tell him before it's too late. She was like, yeah, I am. I'm gonna tell him tonight. So she's like, girl, I can't believe you about to make me a grandmother. She's like, I can't believe it either. So she's like, your little finger gonna be messed up for a little while. She's like, what is that supposed to mean, mom? She's like, you know how you love to look sexy? She's like, I can still look sexy and be pregnant. Beyonce did it. She's like, yeah, Beyonce did do it. Yeah, if she can do it, then you can do it. I mean, Rihanna, she was on stage performing, all pregnant and everything. So if Rihanna can do it, anybody can do it. She's like, yeah, I mean, what's wrong with being pregnant? There's nothing wrong with being knocked up. So she's like, yeah, I mean, if it's somebody you love now, if it ain't somebody you love and they knock you up, you pretty much trapped. She's like, not exactly. You can get an abortion. She's like, you can get an abortion. She's like, you would kill a baby, an innocent baby. She's like, well, it all depends on what type of man knocked my ass up. Like, if I get knocked up by a fucking monster, like a man that's a monster and he's mean and stuff, I'm definitely, yeah, I will get an abortion. God will forgive me because, I mean, he will understand. I mean, there's no way that I'm going to have a baby by somebody that I don't want to have a baby by. I'm sorry. You can call me a murderer, you can call me whatever you want to call me, but it's no way that I'm going to fucking have a baby by somebody that's beating my ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's just not happening. I'm getting an abortion as soon as possible. So she's like, I get what you're saying. She's like, I hate them girls that feel like they have to have this person baby. You don't have to have that baby. If you don't want to have the baby by that person, you have the right to get an abortion. It's your fucking body. You know what I'm saying? Like, who gives a fuck what people gonna say? They what? They gonna call you a fucking murderer? They not in your situation. They ain't in your situation. They don't know what you're going through. So it's like they really don't have the right to say shit. They need to shut the fuck up. I hate people that be thinking that they know what people going through. You have no idea what a person is going through, and you up there sticking your nose and shit. I'm like, well, so her mother was like, yeah, you right. So you gonna tell David tonight? She's like, yeah. So I'm with Bow Wow, right? And Bow Wow like, yo, David, I think you got that little, he was like, I think you got Ice Spice pregnant, yo. And if you got that little fucking ticking me Elmo bitch pregnant, I'm like, yo, stop calling my girl that, yo. He's like, you really like her, don't you? I'm like, I really like Gorilla too. He was like, yeah, Gorilla, I think you probably got both of them pregnant. What if you got both of them pregnant? So I'm like, why you say that? He's like, you might got Bella Thorne pregnant too, because that girl been looking a little fat online. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, you ain't even seeing her latest TikToks? I'm like, you know I don't got no fucking TikTok. So he's like, let me show you. I'm like, yo, you follow my fucking girl on TikTok? He's like, yo, I don't follow her on TikTok, but let me just show you. So I'm like, yeah, okay. So he's showing me her TikTok videos. He's like, yo, she look bloated as shit. She look fatter than me. So I'm like, yo, why are you talking about my girl like that? He's like, all I'm saying is that the signs are there, David. She ain't look like that when you started fucking her. She look like that shit now. She like a bloated fish. So I'm like, so what you saying? He's like, I'm saying you probably knocked her white ass up. That's what I'm saying. The signs are there. Like, look at her face. Look at her stomach. I mean, you couldn't tell that shit as you was fucking her. When was you? I know you was with that bitch last night. I'm like, yeah. He was like, so while you was piping her ass down, you couldn't tell she was pregnant? That girl is pregnant. It's damn near obvious that she pregnant. She can't even hide that shit. Her white ass definitely can't hide that shit. Go ask her ass. I bet you she tell you she pregnant. So I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, that's already out the question. I already know you knocked Bella Thorne out. But that ain't besides the point. But what if you got Ice Spice and Gorilla pregnant, yo? Because they've been showing some signs on Instagram. I'm like, you still follow Ice Spice? I thought you don't fuck with her. He's like, yo, I don't fuck with her, but she be posting entertaining shit on her fucking Instagram live, and she ain't blocked me. Yeah, I hate her ass, but whatever. It is what it is. She ain't unfollow me. I'm like, yes, she did. She unfollowed me. I'm like, yeah, she was tired of getting notifications of you going live. She been unfollowed you. So he like, oh damn. Yeah, that look a little creepy following her if she ain't following me. I'm like, yeah, she definitely unfollowed your ass. So he was like, oh, all right. Well, anyway, besides the fucking point of her unfollowing me, anyway, She been posting shit, right? And she been throwing up her last Instagram live. She threw up like 2 times. I'm like, yo, lots of people throw up. He like, yo, no. That bitch threw up. Threw up. Like, it was like when a bitch is pregnant type of throw up. Gorilla did too though. On her Instagram, she was going live talking to people and answering questions. And out of the blue, she started throwing up on the bed. She on the bed, just laying down. She started throwing up. She couldn't even make it to the bathroom. So I'm like, so what the fuck are you telling me? He's like, I'm telling you that the signs are there that they pregnant. I know when a bitch pregnant, I'm telling you. So I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. So he like, yo, why you always telling me to get the fuck out of here? I'm like, I'm telling you that because you always trying to jinx some damn body. He like, I don't need to jinx your ass. You know why? Because you the one that fuck bitches without a damn condom. You the one that don't strap your damn dick up. So I don't need to jinx your ass. You jinx your damn self when you fuck these bitches unprotected. So I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? He was like, you know what I mean? I can see if your ass was actually protecting your damn dick when you sticking your shit in these bitches. But you're not doing that. You just going up in them bitches straight up bald headed. So don't be saying that I'm jinxing you. You already be doing that shit to yourself. When you be fucking these bitches unprotected and raw as shit just going up in there. I'm like, all right, I get what you're saying. He was like, no you don't. You think I'm fucking really... Anyway, David, it don't matter. You can think what you want to think. But I'm just telling you the reality here. That them bitches definitely pregnant. I'm like, oh, okay. He was like, oh yeah, they pregnant. Especially Bella. He was like, especially Bella Thorne. Bella Thorne, she can't even hide that shit. You looking at this bitch, I just showed you videos on her TikTok. Look how fat that girl looks. She can't even hide that shit. Trying to put on big ass shirts and shit. So she can't hide that shit. She trying to hide it. She trying to hide it bad though. She trying to hide it. That girl cannot hide that shit. When somebody pregnant, they just can't hide it. I don't know why they be trying to stress that. Oh, I'm not pregnant. And then, bitch, you is pregnant. Why the fuck you want to deny that you having a damn baby? Why you want to deny that shit? Then when your baby see that shit, cause you famous. You know everything you do is documented. These bitches do realize that, right? They do realize that everything they do is recorded. So that means that if you denying online that you pregnant and your fucking kid end up seeing that shit, they're gonna say, why the fuck you denied me? Why'd you act like you wasn't pregnant with me? Why'd you say that? Would you was ashamed of me? What the fuck you gonna say then? I mean, I really just don't know how stupid these damn celebrity girls is. It's like you do realize that everything you do is obviously documented. They obviously know that shit, right? They know that, right, David? I'm like, why the fuck are you asking me that? So he like, because you with they ass. And they be denying that shit. Talking about, I ain't pregnant. I ain't this, I ain't that. Gorilla denying that she your girl. When I already know you fucking her. I'm like, because we ain't ready to go public yet. He was like, oh, y'all talked about it already. I'm like, yeah, man. So shut your ass up, Bow Wow. He like, I ain't gonna lie though. Yo, that single you put out, that shit already #1 on the charts, yo. That shit was about Ice Spice. I'm like, yeah. He was like, yo, that shit hard, yo. You sound just like Michael Jackson. I think you sound better than me. I don't give a fuck if I'm reaching. I don't even give a fuck. You my best friend. I think your ass sound. He was like, I think you sound better than his ass. Fuck that shit. I don't care what nobody say. So I'm like, he's like, your fans done already fucking proving that shit. They all over that shit. So I'm like, yeah. So I remember Ice Spice. I remember Ice Spice is like, getting ready to take a photo. She's like, at a photo shoot or whatever. So she's taking her pictures and everything's going good. And the photo shoot went really good. And she was happy that it was no hiccups or nothing like that. But she didn't know that she was supposed to do, like an interview. She didn't know that she was supposed to do one of those. She just thought that it was just a photo shoot. She was going home to get ready for our date and stuff like that. Start prepping up for our date. It took her a little while to get ready, get her little hair done and stuff like that. Wash her ass and stuff. But now she done found out she's pregnant. So she's kind of like, her emotions is everywhere. So they're like, girl, where you going at? She's like, I'm going home. She's like, you supposed to be doing an interview. She's like, I'm not doing that shit. They ain't say nothing to me about no fucking interview. They said a photo shoot, and that's exactly what I came and showed up for. A damn photo shoot. I don't know anything about no fucking interview. So they're like, yo, Ice Spice, yo, what are you doing? She's like, yo, stop telling me or asking me what the fuck I'm doing. What it look like I'm doing. I'm getting in my fucking car and getting ready for my fucking day to propose to my man. So they like, yo, but you can do that. Yo, it's only gonna be a 15-minute interview. So she's like, I don't fucking care what it's gonna be. So all I remember, she's like, all right, fine. So she's sitting down, right? And the guy comes out and he like flirting with my girl. Now she's not flirting with him back. She just want to get the interview over with. So she's sitting down and he like, damn, Ice Spice, girl, look at you. She's like, can you just hurry up with this fucking interview? So he's like, oh, all right, I was just complimenting you, saying you look good. I can't compliment you. She's like, yo, are you going to do this fucking interview or are you going to ride my nuts? So he's like, oh, damn, I didn't know you had nuts. So she's like, okay, I'm already getting pissed off because you ain't saying shit. So he doing the interview. He started interviewing her. And then he touches her legs. And she's like, yo, get the fuck off of me. Yo, what are you doing? So he's like, oh, I'm sorry, my hand is slipped. She's like, okay, this interview is over. You got enough questions. Don't ever touch me without me fucking saying you can touch me. So he was like, oh, damn, I'm sorry. I mean, I was just going off your vibe. She's like, what vibe was I showing you? Because I wasn't giving you no damn vibe. Man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all some fucking clowns. This is some clown ass shit. So she walked into her car. She's like, you see, that nigga tried to fucking touch on me. See, I ain't doing no interviews like that again. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with these damn people? Is that all on people's mind is fucking sex? That's all people think about is fucking, right? Oh, okay. So she's like, I ain't think he was gonna do that. She was like, yeah, well, niggas be trying that shit with me because they be really trying to get in my fucking pants. So she's like, anyway, I'm getting ready. I can't believe I even did that fucking interview. So I remember I go see Bella Thorne, right? And Bella Thorne like, baby, I gotta tell you something. I'm like, well, what is it? She's like, you ain't gonna be mad if I tell you, right, baby? You ain't gonna be upset with me. I'm like, whoa, okay. So like, first of all, do you still think I'm sexy? I'm like, what type of question is that? Why would you ask me that? She's like, I just want to know, like, do you still think I'm sexy? So I'm like, yeah, of course. Why would you not think that? It's like, the last couple of fucks, they've been really good, but I've been looking at your face, and it looked like you ain't been enjoying it. I'm like, of course I've been enjoying it, baby. You really think I've been enjoying it? She's like, well, I'm hoping that you are enjoying it, but you kind of get what I'm saying, right? I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like, look, David, I'm really, really into you, and I love you, like I do. And I told you, if I get pregnant, I want to be with somebody. I want this pregnancy to be with somebody that I really, really care about and that I really, really love and see a really serious future with. And I thought it was with my husband, but he turned out to be an asshole and a woman beater to me. Even though he only hit me one time, it doesn't matter. He still fucked up my eye, and I still can't really see out this eye. Even though it got better and it healed up, I still have problems seeing out this eye. But that's besides the point. David, I'm pregnant. I'm like, you are? It's like, yeah, you the daddy. I'm like, okay. Can I bring my nurses to make sure? It's like, yeah, of course. I understand. So I bring my personal nurses. They check out, Bella Thorne. It's like, oh yeah, David, you're the daddy. So she's like, so how many babies is it? She was like, 6. She's like, did you just say 6 babies? She's like, yeah. She's like, wait, what? Can 6 babies fit in my stomach? She's like, you can have 10 babies. She's like, wait, I can? She's like, yeah. You have 10 babies, up to 10 babies. The minimum is 10 babies. But you're having 6. So she's like, oh my God, so I'm pregnant with 6 babies. She's like, yeah, you are. She's like, oh my God. So that means my stomach gonna be really big. She's like, yeah, it's gonna be huge. That is why you're gaining so much weight so fast. What are you like? You're a month pregnant. She's like, almost a month pregnant. She's like, it says a month. She's like, oh my God. So if I'm only a month pregnant and I look like this, how am I gonna look like 2 or 3 months down the line? She's like, really big. She's like, oh my God. She's like, you're gonna be looking like, see Bella Thorne, you're gonna look unrecognizable. People are gonna be like, is that Bella Thorne? Because you're gonna like, it's gonna make you gain a lot of pregnancy weight. You know, when a girl is having one baby, just one baby, you gaining a lot of pregnancy weight. That's just with one baby. Can you imagine with twins or 3 or 6 babies? That's a lot of pregnancy weight. So yeah, you're gonna be very unrecognizable. So she's like how unrecognizable? She's like, very unrecognizable. You're gonna look like a fat girl, a really fat girl. She's like, are you fucking with me? Or are you serious? She's like, I'm serious. I mean, it's good. The pregnancy weight, it'll go away after you had the babies, but while you're pregnant, you cannot control this. That is what you're gonna look like, and you're gonna look very unrecognizable. And people will be like, "Is that Bella Thorne? That ain't Bella Thorne." Because people are so used to seeing you being skinny and looking skinny and having a nice shape and everything. That's what they're used to. So when they see you looking like that, it's gonna surprise them. She's like, "Well, I don't care what the fuck social media say. I don't care what they say. I don't really give a fuck what they say. You know, I never really buy into what the fuck people say. Whatever, it is what it is." Okay. So David's the father. She's like, oh yeah, David's the father. I mean, David, you can come over here and look at the screen, boss, and check it out for yourself. So I'm looking at it. She's like, yep, you're having 6 babies. So the nurses, my personal nurses, they left or whatever, and she's like, David, oh my God, you ain't gonna wanna fuck me no more. I'm like, why is that? She's like, cause I'm gonna look really fat after a while. You ain't gonna be attracted to me. I'm like, I am gonna be attracted to you. She's like, you still gonna fuck me? I'm like, yeah, of course. You having my babies. I'm gonna be turning that ass up. She's like, you are? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay. I mean, as long as you still love me, that's the only thing that really matters to me. I don't really care what the public say. I know they're gonna have a whole lot of shit to say. I might as well just go online and just tell them I'm pregnant. David, I look like I'm pregnant. I mean, it's no way that I can hide it. I know people saying it. I know they probably looking at my latest TikToks and saying, that girl look pregnant. You know what I'm saying? I might as well just go and just tell them that I'm knocked up. I'm like, you want to tell them? She's like, I mean, if I can I tell them, baby? I'm like, yeah, I mean, if you want to, Bella Thorne, I'm not going to, hold you from saying how you feel. She's like, I'm going to tell them. I'm gonna tell them tonight, cause I don't feel like I don't feel like I need to hide this from them. Like, it's really no secret. Like, people know that we're dating, so it's like they'll put 2 and 2 together. David knocked up Bella Thorne. I mean, like, everybody knows that we've been fucking, so it's like it's not really a damn secret. We got a movie coming out, and David, I'm so glad we got the first movie done. I'm like, you happy? He's like, yeah. That movie is done and it's coming out this summer. I'm very excited for it. I'm like, yeah, it's like, can we watch it together? I don't want to go to no red carpet. I just want us to watch it together, just me and you, holding each other, kissing, maybe fucking through the movie. I'm like, okay. It's like, yeah, I mean, like, I just thought that would be romantic for us to watch the movie together, our movie together, kissing and holding each other, and you turn my back up. I'm like, oh really? It's like, well, yeah, my back been hurting. I'm like, it is? You sure it's not the baby? She's like, it's probably the baby's and it's the way you fuck me. Cause you like to fuck me doggy style. So it's both. It's a little bit of both. Mainly the way you fuck me. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, cause them back strokes, yeah, it's definitely very painful. I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, you be definitely breaking my back end. I'm like, oh, I do. He's like, yeah, David, you know damn well you do. So I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, but I'm going to tell him. I'm like, come here, girl. You my baby. She's like, of course. When are you going to marry me? I'm like, when am I gonna marry you? He's like, yeah. I mean, you wanna marry me after I have the babies or while I'm pregnant? I'm like, um, I want you. I mean, I want to marry you sooner. It's like, I do too. I do, but I definitely got to get out of the first marriage that I'm in. I'm trying to get out of it, honey. I'm like, so did you tell him? She's like, I did tell him. I definitely told him that I want a divorce, and I even served him with the papers or whatever. And to my surprise, he ain't signed them. I mean, I kind of already knew he wasn't going to sign them. He's trying to hold on to me for whatever reason. I don't know why. Because, oh my God, I'm such a dumb bitch. Because I should have signed a fucking prenup, but I fucking didn't. Something like my mom was telling me to sign a prenup, and I didn't sign that shit. Oh, I'm so fucking stupid. Now I know why he ain't trying to fucking sign them papers. Oh my God. Well, I don't want nothing from him if that's what he's thinking. Like, I really don't want anything from him. I just want him to leave me alone and just sign those papers and set me fucking free. You know, like, that's all I want. I don't want anything from him. I don't want no money from him. I don't want nothing from him. I don't want the fucking house, the car. He can have all that shit. All I want is for him to sign the papers. That's all I want. So I'm like, did you tell him that? It's like, I ain't tell him that, but I am because I'm not, I'm gonna just, let me just call him up now. So she called him up. She's like, look, can you please sign those papers? So he like, what number are you calling me from? She's like, a friend's phone. Can you sign those papers? Because I know why you're not signing them. So he like, why I'm not signing those papers since you're a damn psychic. So it's like, well, I ain't no psychic, but I do know why you ain't signing those damn papers. So he's like, so why am I not signing them, Bellathorn? So she's like, because you think I want stuff from you. You think I want the fucking house. You think I want the car and the money. I don't want any of that. You can have that shit. All I want you to do is sign the papers and set me free. And I just found out that I'm pregnant with my new boyfriend's baby, okay? And I'm pregnant with 6 babies, which means that we're having, what, 6 triplets or something? I think that's what you call it. So she's like, so he like, wait, you have 6 babies in you? You just found out you pregnant with 6 babies. She's like, yeah, and they all my boyfriends, and well, they all my boyfriend, because I only have one boyfriend, and we're trying to get married, and we can't because you won't sign the fucking papers and let me free. So he like, wow, you went off and got pregnant. She was like, I was already pregnant before you didn't even know I was pregnant. I was pregnant way before David even knew. So he's like, wait, you dating the famous actor David Sims? He the father of your babies? So she's like, yeah, he is. What, you gonna go and tell the world? You gonna what? You gonna go and tell his wife? His wife already know that he's been having sex with me. So you really don't have anything. So can you just sign the papers and please just let me and David be married because we really want to get married. So he's like, yeah, I'll sign the papers. I mean, I was going to make your ass miserable and make you come back to me. She's like, oh no, I was never coming back to you. Once you hit me in my damn face, that pretty much seals the deal that I'm not ever coming back to you. So he's like, yeah, you know what? I'll sign the papers. If that's what you want, I will sign the papers. And you sure you don't want anything? She's like, I don't want nothing. You can have everything. The house, the cars, the money, all the stuff. Everything. So he's like, what about the jewelry? She's like, you can have it all. I don't care. I just please just set me free. I don't want nothing from you. So he like, all right, fine. So he hung up the phone. She was like, I ain't calling from my original phone because I don't want him calling my phone. Oh my God. I'm like, come here, girl. It's like, you horny? I'm like, yeah. It's like, okay. Do you want me to bend over or, oh, shit, David? So I started beating it up from the back or whatever like that. And yeah, I mean, Bella Thorne was looking pretty pregnant. I mean, it was kind of obvious in her face. And then she was gaining a lot of weight in her legs and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, it was pretty obvious that Bella Thorne was pregnant. So I remember I had met up with Ice Spice, and she's like, "Hey, baby." I'm like, "You look real." I'm like, "You look really pretty." She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Why you look all red? Like you look like really red, like you blushing." It's like I don't know. I mean, I always tell, like I always turn like really red when I'm like nervous. I'm like, "Why you so nervous?" She's like, no, well, I'm just nervous about this date, because, I'm like, we've been on a lot of dates though. She's like, I mean, yeah, I know, baby, but this is a like very special date. I'm like, oh, it is. She's like, yeah, yeah, it is. So, that's why I'm nervous. That's all. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I took Ice Spice on the date. We went to a nice Chinese restaurant. It was one of my restaurants. I got a lot of restaurants, y'all. I own a lot of businesses. So I remember her friends was sitting at another table and stuff like that. And Ice Spice had got up and she, had this, you could tell it was a ring. It was in a little box. You can tell it was a ring. She's like, look, David, I know we've been fucking with each other for like 2 weeks and stuff, but I love you and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And I'm hoping you feel the same way that I feel because you make me happy as shit. You make me laugh and ooh, you be turning my ass up when we having sex. I love it. I love that shit. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm fucking with it. But I was wondering if you would marry me, be my man forever. So I'm like, you want me to marry you? He's like, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I'll marry you, Ice Spice. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah. It's like, So we kissing. I'm grabbing her ass. Like, do you want to eat or do you want some pussy? So I'm like, yes, like, let's go in this bathroom and fuck. So we go into the bathroom and have sex. I'm like fucking her brains out or whatever in the bathroom. And I remember we come back out. She get, the waiter comes out, brings her food, brings the food out. And she's been eating like really big meals and stuff like that. So that should have been like a red flag to me that, pretty much she's pregnant. That should have been a red flag to me. But yeah, she proposed to me and I definitely accepted, the proposal. Cause I have been feeling Ice Spice. I mean, I've been feeling her a lot and she is very sexy. So I remember we go home and she's like, David, I gotta tell you something. I'm like, okay, what's up? She's like, you're not gonna get mad if I like tell you this, are you? I'm like, tell me what? She's like, I'm pregnant. I'm having 4 babies. I thought it was twins. I thought it said twins, but I read like the pregnancy test. I read it wrong. I'm like, you did? She's like, yeah, it said 4 babies instead of actually twins. Here go the pregnancy test right here. I have it in my bag, so I thought you would want to look at it. I'm like, did you pee on this? She's like, well, that's the only way it was gonna work if I pissed on it. So she showed me the pregnancy test, and I don't like holding pregnancy tests that the girl piss on it. So she's like, why are you holding it like that? I'm like, cause I don't like holding pregnancy tests that the girls pee on it. She's like, what do I got, a disease or something? What, am I sick? I'm like, no, baby, you're not sick. She's like, oh. Which means that my ass is gonna be 10 times bigger than what the fuck it is already. I'm like, oh, it is like this shit gonna be like my ass is gonna be huge, David. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm like, okay, so I mean you already be beating it up. So it's like, oh my god. I'm like, okay. I mean I like the fact that I be turning them yams up. It's like, oh, they're yams. I'm like, well, ass is yams. She's like, oh, okay, all right, ass is yams. So I remember after I had sex with Ice Spice and, we cut up and we were like cuddling and kissing in the bed. Her friends called her up. She's like, did you tell him that you was pregnant? It's like, yeah, I told him. So they was like, so how he take it? She's like, he took it good. Took it like a man. I mean, why would he, like he's already a father, so why would he be upset? I mean, I told you he been fucking me without a condom. So it's like, why would he be surprised if he got me pregnant? I mean, he's like definitely nutting up in this pussy. So she's like, well, okay, so I guess you're having babies now. She's like, yes, like, but you do know what this means for your career. She's like, what? I'm not gonna be that famous. I ain't gonna be that popping. Whatever. I don't care. I told you, I'm in it for the money. I don't really care if I'm like super famous or not. I'm just in it for the money. So all I remember is she get on the phone with her friends and I ended up beating it up again. And Ice Spice, she's like really, really into me. So now, you know, she wanted to post on her like Instagram a picture of me and her, symbolizing like, yeah, I'm his girl. Everybody needs to know like this is my man. Like I don't want y'all DMing me and sending me all these dick pics and stuff. Like she letting people know like I'm in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like stop sending me all this shit. So she did all that. She's letting people know she's my girl. So after that, I ended up, looking at a movie with her, and then we ate, and I fucked her again, and then I went to go see Gorilla after I was done with Ice Spice, and Ice Spice, she was asleep. I checked all the rooms to make sure she was good, and she was safe in my apartment, because that's where we were. I went to go see Gorilla. Now on my way to go see Gorilla, I get a phone call from Jenna Davis. Now, if y'all don't know who Jenna Davis is, let me explain to y'all who the hell she is. For a lot of people that don't know who this girl Jenna Davis is, let me explain to y'all. This girl played on Disney. She played on Raven's Home. She was like the mean little white girl with a puppy in her hand and stuff like that. She played the voice for, the new doll movie, Megan. Yeah, she played the voice for the doll, Megan, Jenna Davis. So yeah, she's a very, I would say, and she's like a really big YouTuber, and she get a lot of views on her YouTube videos and stuff like that. So yeah, she calls me up because we doing a movie together. So I'm actually excited to film with her because I do like Jenna Davis. I think she's really, cool because she got like the type of shit that I like. Like she's into music, like I am into music and stuff. And, she seemed like a real loyal girl, like a really nice, loyal, cool girl. So she calls me up and she's like, hi, can I speak to David? I'm like, who's calling? She's like, Jenna Davis. I'm like, Jenna Davis. Is this the Jenna Davis that voiced the doll Megan? She's like, yeah. How'd you know? I'm like, because the secret been out the bag for a long time. She's like, oh, okay. Did you like the movie? I'm like, yeah, I love the movie. You was my favorite character. It's like, really? I'm like, yeah. So what you doing? She's like, I'm laying down in the bed. I just got finished writing a song. I'm like, you did? It's like, yeah. And I know I was supposed to been call you. I was supposed to call you like a few weeks ago, but I kept prolonging it. Like every night, I would say, I'm going to call David. I'm going to talk to him because I know we're filming a movie together. And every time it gets closer enough for me to call you, I chicken out. Like, I'm like, you do? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I always had a crush on you. She's like, you did? You like me? Like, what? So you don't like me no more? Because when you say used to, that means you don't like the girl no more. I'm like, I do like you. She's like, you do? Okay, so what are we going to do about that? Because I like you too. I'm like, you do, but you ain't never called me. It's like, it's not my fault. I was chickening out. I'm like, you was chickening out. It's like, I was afraid that you didn't want to hear from me. I'm like, why was that? Why would you think that? It's like, I don't know, because you don't know me. Like, a random celebrity girl calling your phone and you're like a really big celebrity. Like, you're a big movie star and A-list actor. You're like a pop star, all that shit. And it's like, if I call you out the blue, like what I'm doing right now, you don't think it's creeped out or weird that I got your number? You didn't even ask me how I got your number. I'm like, well, how did you get my number? I am wondering that since you asked. She's like, I got it from, the people, the directors that we're doing the movie with. Well, they work for you. I mean, it's under your production, but David, I had your number for a while. I was just too afraid to call you because I didn't think you would want to hear from a stranger celebrity girl calling you, even though we're doing a movie together. I'm like, can I see you tonight? She's like, tonight? Yeah, yeah, you can. I mean, you're in the same city. Why not? Sure. I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna come and see you. Just send me the directions. She's like, okay, you really gonna come? I'm like, yeah, you gonna let me? Should I let you what? I'm like, you gonna let me kiss you? She's like, I don't know. Should I let you kiss me? I'm like, do you have a boyfriend? She's like, I am not in a relationship. No, I'm not. I am single. I'm like, you single? She's like, yes, I am. I'm very single. So I'm like, okay, so can I kiss you? She's like, yeah, sure. Okay, I'll send you the directions. I'll see you, I guess, in a few hours. I'm like, yeah. It's like, okay, bye, David. So I'm like, bye, Jenna. She's like, all right. Now she has the same name as my wife, Jenna Ortego. She has the same name as my wife, Jenna Ortego. They both have the same name, Jenna. So it's like, I love nicknames, so I'll probably call her Miss Davis, just because I don't want to keep calling her Jenna because, my wife is named Jenna, you know what I'm saying? So I go meet up with Gorilla, and she's like getting out the car with her friends and stuff like that. And when you're pregnant, you can smoke weed when you're pregnant. It's not really going to harm the baby if you smoke weed and stuff like that. But if you drink like hard liquor and stuff like that, yeah, you might, it's not going, you're not going to have a miscarriage or anything. That's not going to happen. Like you can get drunk being pregnant. Like, I don't know where they made girls be afraid to drink while they're pregnant. Like, you can drink while you're pregnant. Nobody says you couldn't drink. It's just not a good thing to do that. It's just not a good thing to drink while you're pregnant. But you can do it. There's people that did it. If fucking girls take drugs and shoot up heroin and they be pregnant and have babies, then I don't think it's gonna be anything different from you drinking liquor. So anyway, she get in the car and Gorilla, I'm like, God damn, girl. She's like, I just came from the studio. I know I smell like weed and stuff. I know I was smoking, baby. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be smoking after I found out what I found out today. I'm like, what the hell you talking about? She's like, I'm pregnant. I'm like, you what? She's like, I'm almost 2 weeks pregnant, David. And we've been fucking like dealing with each other for that long. I mean, the math is adding up. You're not mad at me, are you? I was just scared and I needed some motivation to tell you. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, why would I be mad at you? She's like, you're not? I'm like, come here, I'm gonna tear your ass up. She's like, okay. So she get on top of me and we start having sex and I'm like beating it up or whatever. So now Gorilla, she pretty much found out that she's like almost 2 weeks pregnant, and Ice Spice is pregnant. So it's like everybody's getting pregnant. Everybody's getting knocked the hell up. You know what I'm saying? So I remember me and Gorilla like having sex in the car and beating it up, but nobody can see what I'm doing in my truck because I got tinted windows. So Gorilla, her friends, they in the other car that Gorilla got out of, and they looking like, what they doing in there? They was like, well, the damn truck is shaking up and down. They probably having sex. He's like, they like, so they fucking? She's like, I mean, they are dating. That's his girl. But you think he ain't gonna fuck his girl? So she was like, what do you think they be doing when they linking up? You think he ain't beating her fucking cheeks? Like, the girl is pregnant. Of course they fucking. They fuck every time they around each other. So I remember her friends, they decided to pull the hell off, and after me and Gorilla had sex, I mean, I busted her pretty hard or whatever. Her pussy was really good. I ain't gonna lie, it was good as shit. I was turned. Even though she was smelling like, she was like, the scent of that weed smell like was really, really fucking strong. Like, it was strong as shit. So, I mean, yeah, that scent had rubbed off on my clothes and shit, because I don't smoke weed, but that shit was so strong that the smell of that shit, the scent of it, like rubbed off on me. And I'm like, God damn, now I'm smelling like weed and shit. So I remember after we was done having sex, she wanted to go out and get some food from a drive-through. She wanted to go through a drive-through, get some food, and go to the apartment because she had a long day or whatever. So she didn't really want to go out and deal with my fans mobbing me or, starting riots and we can't really enjoy ourselves that way. So yeah, we got some food from a drive-through. Went back to my apartment and she was fucking that food up. I came behind her. It's like, David, what are you doing? I'm eating. I'm like, it's like, okay, fuck it. You want fuck. You ain't gonna stop until you get your nut off again. So she's like, I'm already bent over, David. You might as well just go ahead and fuck me. So it's like, I'm pretty sure you got your dick out. I can feel it. I'm like, you can? She's like, yeah, just go ahead and put it in there. So we having sex and I'm beating it up from the back and she's like moaning real loud or whatever. I was turning her ass up, boy, I ain't gonna lie to you. So she started squirting as I was like beating it up. She was like squirting or whatever. And yeah, it felt really good. I ain't gonna lie. Gorilla got some good pussy. I mean, her shit is real good to me. I don't care what nobody say, but her shit good. So yeah, me and Gorilla, we cutting up or whatever in the kitchen in my apartment. And I just remember, I'm just like, God damn, like that was some real good ass pussy. Like that shit was good. Now, not knowing what I'm in for, like, because that girl, Jenna Davis, the Disney star girl, even though my wife, Jenna Ortega, played on Disney too. But anyway, that girl, you'll wait till I get to her. You'll see. So Gorilla was like, David, I was so nervous to tell you that I was pregnant. I thought you was gonna be so mad at me. I thought you was gonna start fucking with me. I'm like, why would you think that? She's like, I don't know, because I mean, I don't know if that's what you really wanted. Even though we were talking about it, I didn't know if you actually meant that you really wanted to knock my ass up, So yeah, I was getting scared. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was getting scared. I'm like, you were? She's like, yeah, I was. I was getting real fucking scared. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I remember I started beating it up again. She's like, oh my God. God damn, David. Shit. Oh my God. So I'm beating it up or whatever. She was like all over the place. Like I was turning her ass up. I love pussy. I mean, I love sex. I love sex, period. So we laying down, we kissing and stuff. I'm like gripping her ass real tight and telling her she's my girl. She likes to hear shit like that. And she's like, they gonna be so mad at me. I'm like, who gonna be mad at you? She's like, the whole world. They're gonna be thinking, oh, I'm like a scammer because I'm pregnant and I'm in love and stuff. It's like when you're doing songs, when a female rapper do songs, it's like they expect them to not fall in love or not get pregnant. Like, we're human beings too. We just because we famous and we celebrity girls don't mean that we ain't human beings too. We still have a right to get pregnant or to be in love and have a boyfriend. Like, just because we rap about the stuff we rap about don't mean that we ain't allowed to have that shit. Like, I don't get it why people be putting so much pressure on us that, oh, we supposed to be miserable and not have boyfriends and because that's what y'all expect out of us. Like, that is so fucking lame and stupid. Yeah, oh, so you find out we have a boyfriend. Oh, I'm not gonna listen to her music no more because she has a boyfriend or she got pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm having a family. What's wrong with me starting a fucking family? Like, I just don't understand. Like, people are just so fucking lame. Like, people lame as shit. I'm like, they are. It's like, yeah, they just stupid. They counsel you over the dumbest shit. People counsel you over stupid shit. If you go online, it be the dumbest shit that people cancel people over. It's just like, people have no life but to sit around and cancel celebrities over dumb, petty shit. So it's like, y'all need to really start living your life and stop living your life through fucking celebrities. These people live their life through celebrities and it's fucking pitiful. It's weird. It's weird as shit. They don't see how weird and creepy that shit is. They don't see how, they have to see how weird that shit is. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like, it's just, that shit is weird. It's creepy as shit. But then they try to make it seem like you the weirdo. But we not the ones stalking you. We not the ones going around doing weird shit, like doing videos about fans and shit. Y'all the ones doing videos about us. Y'all the ones stalking us. So who's the real fucking weirdo? It's y'all asses. Y'all the ones trying to deny that shit, but it's the truth. Y'all the ones that's fucking weird and creepy. Trying to deny that y'all fucking weirdo, but y'all the ones doing all the weirdo shit. Like, stalking people, making up lies on people and stuff like that, like just to get a fucking damn, just to get views or just to go viral and shit, making up fucking lies on celebrities and shit. A certain celebrity got slapped today, and they don't really got proof that the celebrity got slapped. They just fucking making a fucking allegation that ain't fucking true. Running around making false lies and shit. Then when somebody call them out, they get upset. Ain't nobody lying on you. We just telling the news, and we just bloggers. No, if you're a fucking blogger, at least get the fucking story right before you run that shit. You know what I'm saying? At least get your source right before you actually start talking on the shit and saying stuff, because that, you know, that be pissing me off. Cause they be up there, this one blogger, she gotta be obsessed with me, David. This bitch be running stories on me that ain't even fucking true. She ran a fucking story on me saying I got my chain snatched. This bitch ran a story on me telling people that I got my chain snatched. Now, bitch, if I got my chain snatched, which that is obviously a fucking lie, I didn't get my chain snatched. But if I got my chain snatched, bitch, if I did get my chain snatched, then why do I still have it, bitch? Why do I still have my fucking chain? The same chain that you said got snatched off my neck. Why do I still have it around my fucking neck? Because it was a damn lie, and it was a bogus ass lie. I'm never gonna let anybody snatch anything off my fucking neck. The fuck is wrong with these damn people? Like, people be just up there making lies, talking about I was in a fucking club and a fucking girl smacked me in my face and snatched my chain. Like, bitch, this fucking blogger is really obsessed with me. All her videos is about me. It's creepy. That's what I be trying to tell you. It's bloggers. It's a lot of damn bloggers that be targeting just one celebrity that they obsessed with, that they just keep on fucking making videos on. It's weird. Shit is creepy, Dave. I'm telling you. Niggas be having real life stalkers and shit. Like, it's weird as shit. So I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. She's like, yeah, and fucking making up them damn lies on me. I should have sued her fucking ass. But it's so damn pitiful that people got to make up lies to get views. I'm like, you know what? I ain't even going to stoop to that girl level. Because if I let her know that I seen that shit, that's going to make her damn day. So you know what? I'm not even going to give her like the notice that I even noticed that shit. So I'm just going to let her just let her make up lies on me. Whatever, fuck it. So after I was done having sex, talking to Gorilla and, spending a lot of time with Gorilla, she wanted me to put back on that movie It. She liked the It. I'm like, oh, you like the movie It? She's like, I ain't see the other side of it. Let me see the other side. So we looked at the other side of It when they were all grown up, and then after that, she just like leave the movie on and we can just have sex. So after she looked at it, I just kept fucking her brains out back to back. Like, I kept busting her. For some reason, kept having sex with her and nutting up in her like a lot. I'm talking about a whole lot. It was like back to back, just beating it up or whatever. So after I was done with her, she was pretty much out of it. And that's when the weed really kicked in for her, and she was tired. She's pretty much out of it after that. She fell asleep or whatever. I put the covers over top of her. And now I was on my way to see Jenna Davis. So Jenna Davis, when I came to her apartment, she opened the door. No, when I came to her hotel room, she opened the door or whatever. She's like, I didn't really think you was gonna come. I'm like, so why would you think that? It's like, I mean, I don't know. I just really didn't think you was gonna come. I'm like, oh, okay, you in your night clothes. She's like, I know I look bad. I don't look good. I don't look pretty, do I? I'm like, no, you look real pretty. She's like, I do? I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't like girls with a whole bunch of makeup on their face. She's like, okay. I don't really like wearing a lot of makeup. I'm like, you don't? She's like, no, not really. So I'm looking at her. I'm like, are you going to let me in, or I'm going to stand outside your doorway? It's like, oh, I'm sorry. So I come in and she's like giving me a hug, and I start kissing her right away. She's like, whoa, okay. I thought she was like playing about that kiss. I'm like, yeah, I told you I wanted to kiss you. She's like, okay. So we start kissing. I'm grabbing her ass. And I'm like, have you had sex before? She's like, no, I'm a virgin. Why? I'm like, look, in the movie, we're going to be having sex, right? They're not going to be fake sex scenes. She's like, I'm assuming that they wasn't going to be fake sex scenes. I'm aware of that. I'm like, so you didn't get your cherry popped? She's like, are you suggesting that you pop my cherry before we start filming the movie? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay. I mean, you're right. I mean, you can't have sex with me if I'm a virgin. I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay. So we kissing and I'm grabbing her ass. Like, but wait, are you gonna tell everybody you had sex with me? I'm like, no. I mean, why would you say that? It's like, I mean, I don't want to seem like, I don't know, like a slut. I'm like, you're not a slut. I want you. Actually, I was gonna ask you to be my girlfriend after we had sex. She was like, really? You were gonna ask me to be your girl? I'm like, well, that was after we had sex, you know. She's like, well, why don't you just ask me now and then we can have sex? So I'm like, well, will you be my girlfriend? She's like, I don't know. Should I be your girlfriend? I mean, I don't know. Should I? So I'm like, yeah, you should. You should be my girlfriend. So she's like, okay, I'll be your girlfriend. I'm like, you will? It's like, yes, I'll be your girlfriend. I mean, this is the wildest shit I ever done because I never like been somebody's girlfriend and I just met them. But you're like you're really famous and very popular. Like every girl want to be with you, and I do like you. And it's not like I don't know what you do for a living because you're famous. So yes, I'll be your girlfriend. So I'm kissing on her. I'm like, damn, I want to turn you up. It's like, well, I'm gonna let you. So she opened her legs up and she's like, I can tell that she's like really nervous because her legs was shaking. I'm like, what, you having an orgasm? She's like, no, I'm just nervous. I'm like, she's like, I don't know if it's gonna hurt. I'm like, just relax. You gotta relax. It's like, all right. So she stopped shaking and I'm kissing on her. I'm feeling on her titties, and then I ended up, popping her cherry, whatever. And now, she was like, she moaned pretty loud once I got it in there. Once I stuck it up in there pretty hard, and popped her cherry, and she felt it. And then I started like, I was slow having like sex with her, and then once I got the rhythm of, the pussy and the ocean, I start beating it up a lot faster. It's you get a rhythm as you like pop the cherry, and you gotta let her enjoy that moment first, and then the more she's enjoying it, the more you develop a pace of beating it up or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, I started beating it up a lot faster. I was turning her ass up, boy. I mean, I was turning her ass up. Her pussy was so good. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I must have busted her. I must have busted her like 5 or 6 times and didn't even know that I was busting at her. I just kept, because I kept beating it up. Like I was like, I didn't stop. I just kept like, and I felt myself coming too, like a lot of times. So yeah, it was good. I mean, she was definitely nutting. She was squirting and doing a whole lot of other shit. So yeah, it was definitely going down in that hotel room. So I remember after we was done having sex, I'm kissing her and I'm like, did you like it? It's like, you fucked me for 5 whole hours straight. You didn't stop. Like, I swear you had to be a machine to fuck like that. I'm like, what you mean? It's like, David, that is a fucking world star record right there. Like, no man can fuck like that. Like, 5 whole hours, no drink, no rest, like literally no stopping in between. Like, I have never, like, I'm so tired right now. I'm like, you are? It's like, yes, look at my hair. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, I'm so tired right now. I'm like, you gonna go to sleep on me? She's like, I'm not gonna go to sleep on you. But I was moaning for 5 whole hours. I'm like, it's like, I mean, like, I don't even think I can sing. I was supposed to go to the studio tomorrow and sing this song, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. My voice is probably gonna be gone. All that moaning I just did. I was moaning for 5 hours, just moaning, really loud. I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, it's like, I mean, it felt really good. I mean, it definitely felt good. So I remember her friends had caught the rub, and her friends was calling her up, and it was like, Jenna. She was like, yeah, why'd you take so long to call my damn name? So they was like, oh, we were doing something. We were kind of like in the middle of filming a movie. I mean, not filming a movie. I meant to say filming a YouTube video. So they like, so she like, oh, okay, what's going on? So they're like, why you ain't make a YouTube video? You said you was gonna make a YouTube video at your hotel room and stuff, but you ain't make no YouTube video. What's going on, girl? She's like, I just ain't really feel like it. I gotta go to the studio tomorrow, and I don't even know if I'm gonna be up for singing. They was like, what is wrong with your voice? It's going in and out. Like your voice is like, it's like you losing your voice. What's going on with your voice, girl? She's like, I just got finished doing something, and I'm gonna call y'all back. I'm kind of tired. I'm gonna call y'all back. So they're like, you alright? You sure you okay there? She's like, yeah, I'm good. She was like, you need me to call your mother? She was like, no, I don't. I'm fine. Look, I gotta go. I'll call y'all when I get up. So she get off the phone, and I start, having sex with her again, right? So yeah, I started beating it up again, and she felt that, like, this time I was beating it up from the back. I was turning it up. Like, yeah, I love having sex with girls, especially from the back. Like, that's basically my thing. I love having sex with girls from the back. But yeah, so I'm having sex with her from the back, and she's definitely taking it. Like, you know what I mean? And I fucked her for another 3 hours, just beating it up. You know what I'm saying? She was moaning real loud, like super, super loud. You know what I'm saying? And even though the story is, named Ice Spice Love Story, I'm not going to always just talk about Ice Spice, because that'll get kind of boring to just keep talking about the same celebrity girl. I thought it would be kind of interesting to talk about certain different celebrity girls too. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, she was like, oh my God, my voice is completely gone. I'm like, it is like, yes, David, damn, I'm not going to be able to go to that studio section tomorrow. My voice is gone. I'm like, well, I'm sorry for what it's worth. It's like, you're not sorry. And you don't have to be, because it was very good. I'm like, it was like, yes. I'm like, you still my girl? It's like, of course I'm still your girl. She's like, but what if I get pregnant? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, you're not, actually using protection when you're fucking me. I'm like, I love fucking you. Your pussy is so good. So she's like, well, I can see that it's good. I mean, I can see that you're enjoying it. I mean, I'm enjoying it too, but yeah. But what if I get pregnant before we start filming the movie? We film in a few weeks. So what if I get pregnant then? I'm like, are you going to have the baby? Would you have it? It's like, yeah, I would actually have it. I'm like, you would? She's like, yeah, I would. I'm like, you would have it. She's like, yes, David, I would have the baby. Would you want me to have it? I'm like, yeah, I would want you to have it. She's like, yeah, then I'll have it. So I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, what was I about to say? I don't know what I was about to say, David. I'm like, well, I got a question for you. She's like, okay. I'm like, so how long was you on Disney? She's like, how long was I with Disney? I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, I kind of only played on like one Disney show, and that was like Raven's Home. And I was like the mean girl in the show, really. But in real life, I'm really not mean. But, that's really weird. Like, a lot of girls that play mean girls on TV shows and movies, they're not really mean. Like, they're not really mean girls. But the girls that play nice girls in movies and TV shows, they be the ones that's really mean and evil. I'm like, yeah, you got a point there. She's like, that's pretty weird. I'm like, it's very weird. So she's like, but yeah, I only played on like one Disney show, which was Raven's Home. And like I said, I played the mean girl. But I didn't want to keep playing the mean girl because I'm be real with you, I didn't really like my character too much. I didn't like to be the mean girl, and a lot of people thought that that's how I was in real life. And that's the only thing about Disney shows. When you play on a Disney show, people label you as what you are. Like, oh, you're a mean girl, so you're a mean girl in real life. But I'm really fucking nice. Like, I'm not a mean girl. Like, I'm like the nicest girl you ever gonna meet, And I'm so sweet. And I just, like, when people label me as what you see me on TV, that's when I really have a problem with that, because it's like, That is a TV show, sir. Like, I'm not that way in real life, but whatever. But anyway, so yeah, I didn't really like the way my character was going, and I was just like, if y'all not really gonna make my character grow in this show, I don't see no need why I should really be on this show so much. So I was only in a few episodes. I wasn't really in too many of them, and then I just, started working on different projects. And then I got the movie for Megan. Megan was a long process. It was a very long process to make Megan, the movie. And so, yeah, I booked the role for Megan, and we, had to go into production to do that. And I was excited to get that movie role. I got a couple of movies coming out, which I'm very excited for. So, yeah, I've definitely been working. I actually am in a TV series that's coming out. So, I am excited for like a lot of shit that I have coming. Like I have been working, so I am excited for that. But yeah, I mean like, but Disney, it was cool working with the cast and everything. Like the cast was cool, and I ain't have no problem with the cast. Like they wasn't mean to me, they wasn't bullies or nothing. They were all cool. I just didn't like the way my character was going. So I was just like, I'm really not this mean girl that everybody's saying. Like everybody really thinks that I'm a mean girl in real life, and that's basically not true. Like, I don't want people to think that I'm a mean girl. So I'm like, so why did Novana Robinson, why she lead the show? She was like, Novana Robinson, is that the girl that played Nia in the show? I'm like, yeah. She's like, she left, if I'm not mistaken. She left the show because I do be talking to Nirvana. She left the show because she really, just wanted to do different things, and she didn't want to stay locked down in Disney. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't want people to just remember her being on a Disney show. You know what I'm saying? So she wanted to do other things. She wanted to be in other movies and play in other shows. She just really, and she has opportunities. Like there were many different outlets and people coming to her and saying, I want to do this with you. I want you to be in this movie. And she just, at the time, she couldn't do it because she was working with Disney. So now, I mean, she got to the point where now she didn't renew her contract with Disney. So she had a chance to get out, and she got out while she could, and she's got a couple of projects coming out. She's in a movie, if I'm not mistaken. She's in a movie coming out. She got a TV series that she's in, so she's doing really big things and stuff. And just think about it. Ain't you married to Jenna Ortega? I'm like, yeah. She's like, so just think about it. Jenna Ortega, your wife, and y'all got some pretty babies. I seen them on that interview. They have some pretty. They really like they have her complexion, but they look like you. I think that's a really cute ass combination. I'm like, okay. She's like, but anyway, so all right, so Jenna Ortega played on Disney, and now she plays on the biggest show on Netflix. And I mean, it's not bigger than your show because Young Michael Jackson is still number one. That shit is still number one. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's been a long ass time since it's like been out. It came out like last year. So I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. She was like, yeah. So it's like, that's crazy. Yeah, it's not bigger than your show. I actually like your show a lot better. I'm like, you do? She's like, yeah, I mean, I like the show Wednesday, but I'm not really a big fan of the Addams Family. Like, I'm not like a huge fan of the Addams Family, and it's cool and everything, but, I'm just not a really big ass fan of that. I'm like, I get what you're saying. She's like, yeah, so it's like, I get, what I'm saying, the whole hype behind the show. Like, it is a good show, but you know what I'm saying? I would definitely been watch your show first before hers. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, that's just me being, I'm just being honest. I'm like, oh, you are? It's like, yeah. So I remember that me and Jenna start having sex. I start turning her ass out. And, I get into that mode where I get really horny. So yeah, I'm beating it up from the back. I mean, I'm really turning it up or whatever. Now, after I was done, she kind of like laying in my arms or whatever. and I'm, playing with her ass, and she like under the covers with me, and we got the movie Megan on, the movie that she's playing the voice of, and she fell asleep in my arms, but she didn't want me to leave. Like every time I was trying to get up, she kept like gripping onto me real tight. So yeah, she wanted me to stay. I can tell. And I'm kissing on her, and she's like, David, I don't want you to go. I'm like, you don't? It's like, no, I'm not. I mean, I'm asleep, but I want you to. You can sleep with me, and when you get horny, you can have sex with me again. I mean, I don't really care if I'm asleep or not. You definitely can wake me up. That's fine. I'm like, you sure? It's like, me, yeah, just put it in real slow. Like, don't just jam it in there. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah. That's when you get really horny, okay? I'm like, oh, I can put it in there. It's like, yeah, you can have sex with me. I never said there's not a limit on us having sex, David. You can have sex whenever you want. Just don't just jam it in there like you're raping me or something. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, I hate that feeling. Like, I hate when people do that, like jam their dick in a girl, like they raping them. Like, I don't like that. I'm like, it's like, yeah, I don't like that. So I remember we did end up slow having sex while she was asleep. She ended up waking up. Then I started beating it up real fast as she was waking up. And I mean, I was turning her ass up. It was a lot of, I mean, I had sex with her a lot of times. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was really, really good. I'm not gonna lie. So the morning time came and she's like, oh my God, David, we been fucking. It's literally morning time. I'm like, it is? She's like, yeah, look out my window. I'm like, it is? Like, oh my God. Oh my God, we've been having a lot of sex. Oh my God, I know you had stuff to do. I'm so sorry. I'm like, come here. No, I don't regret staying here. Your pussy was so worth it. It's like, it was? I'm like, yeah. It's like, you're not just saying that, are you? I'm like, no. She's like, oh, David. Mm. So I started beating it up again. It was so good. Like, I mean, I don't know. I guess we was obsessed with having sex with each other. I ain't gonna lie. It was just really good. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was really good. So I just remember, like, her mom had called her, to check up on her. So she was like, she answered the phone and her voice was gone. She was like, Jenna, what's going on with your voice? She was like, I'm not feeling too good, Mom. She's like, you got a studio section in like another 3 hours. You have to get ready for that. She's like, I can't sing. My voice is gone. She's like, what was you doing to lose your voice? Your voice was totally fine before you left to go out of town. What happened to it? She's like, I mean, I was just having fun last night. She's like, what were you doing? She was like, I'd rather not talk about it. She's like, what do you mean you'd rather not talk about it? What happened to make you lose your voice, Jenna? She was like, nothing. I mean, look, Mom, I was just having a little fun and I got a little carried away last night. So she was like, okay, you were having fun last night. We established that you were doing something last night, but what were you doing? You still ain't tell me what were you doing. She was like, Mom, I just don't feel like talking about it. I'm tired, I'm sleepy, and I really don't feel good. So can I talk to you about it another time? So she's like, yeah, fine. So she hung up the phone. She's like, yeah, my mom is going to be real pissed off. I can't make it to that studio section. I'm like, you want me to keep beating it up? She's like, David, it's because of you fucking me like this. I can't even sing today. Sure. So I'm like, I can't. She's like, you can, David. I don't want you to go. So I'm beating it up. I'm like, say it's my pussy. She's like, it's your pussy. So I'm beating it up or whatever. I love talking dirty when I fuck girls. I love saying dirty things, and I love them saying it back to me. But yeah, I was beating it up. I was turning her ass up, boy. And it was so good. I ain't gonna lie. It was really, really good, And I remember she had made like, she was on FaceTime. No, she made this TikTok video. I wasn't in a TikTok video, but she looked at like really drunk and like her hair was messed up. But that's because we was having wild sex and stuff. So it's pretty obvious that I was definitely fucking her brains out. It's definitely pretty obvious, right? So her friends and her friends and stuff, and everybody was like looking at the video, and they're like, why does she look like that? I mean, that's not how Jenna don't normally look like that when she do her videos. Like, what the hell going on? Like, what the hell is she doing there? So I remember her friends called her up to check up on her because they was a little bit concerned. They're like, Jenna, what the hell was that TikTok video you just posted? She was like, what? She's like, you look like a fucking junkie. She's like, excuse me? She's like, why do your hair like, and then your voice, she's like, what's going on with your voice, girl? So she's like, I don't know, just I'm tired. So they're like, okay, so what is going on over there? What is happening to you? Because you definitely didn't look like that when you left. Like, girl, you was full of energy and everything. She was like, what? I don't feel like what? I don't look like I don't look like I'm energized. She was like, I don't know, but something is happening to you there. Like something happened to you for you to lose your damn voice. You had to been screaming. So she's like, I was definitely doing a lot of that. So she was like, what do you mean by that? She was like, nothing. Look, I gotta go. I'll call y'all back. So she's like, girl, I can't hear what you're saying because you done lost your voice. She's like, so she just hung up the phone and she was like, should I just delete that video I made on TikTok? No, you know what? Fuck it. It don't matter. So I spent a lot of time with Jenna and talking to Jenna and having a lot of sex with Jenna. And yeah, I mean, I was making it my mission to get her pregnant. Like, definitely, I was coming up in her pretty hard, so I ain't gonna lie to you. So she's like, David, what if I get pregnant before we start filming? I'm like, are you gonna be mad at me? She's like, no, I'm not gonna be mad at you. I'm like, are you gonna tell your parents? She's like, well, I'm 18. They can't tell me I can't have a baby. I mean, like, if I get pregnant, I'll just tell them I got pregnant by my boyfriend, which is you. I'm like, it's like, I mean, you are my boyfriend, right? I'm like, yeah, we established that you're my girl. Yeah, of course. I mean, I want you to be my girlfriend. She's like, I am your girl. So I'm like, okay. It's like, I'm just not ready to tell my friends and stuff. I don't want them in our business. I'm like, oh, okay. So like, yeah. So I'd rather, I'd rather for them to not know about this until I'm ready to tell them. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah. I mean, like, that TikTok video got people probably like, damn, what's going on with Jenna? Like, what the hell? But they don't know that I'm having rough sex and stuff, and they don't know. Like, I mean, it's kind of obvious. I mean, if you put it together, I lost my voice. I'm screaming, making a lot of noise. Like, you can't put that together that I'm having sex. Like, but I think that people are so used to me being a virgin that that's not probably the first thing that they'll start thinking about is that I'm getting fucked. I mean, I think that's farther from their mind. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like, yeah, so it's like, I can see why they probably wouldn't think about that right away, or they probably wouldn't have that totally on their mind. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like, yeah, I can see why it would go over their head. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, but, oh my God. So, I spent the rest of the few hours having sex with Jenna and just turn her ass up, like literally fucking the shit out of Jenna. I was turning her ass to shreds, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Had a lot of sex with Jenna, but I'm gonna start the episode here with me having sex with my newest girlfriend, Jenna. And I hope y'all enjoyed the Ice Spice love story. And I didn't want to spend too much time talking like about Ice Spice, which I will, and y'all know I will. But I wanted to give other characters to breathe and stuff in my love story. You know what I'm saying? But I will holler at y'all later, and I really hope that y'all enjoyed this story. So, yeah.